There are secrets even the closest people in your life never expect you to have. My husband invited me to a high stakes business dinner with a Japanese partner. I smiled, nodded, and played the role of the perfect wife. What he didn't know was that I understood every word of Japanese. My name is Sarah. For 12 years, I believed I had a good marriage. Not perfect, but respectable. My husband, David, was a senior manager in tech. I worked in marketing for a smaller firm. Nothing glamorous, but I loved it. From the outside, life seemed perfect. A townhouse in Mountain View, yearly vacations, stability. But slowly, quietly, things had shifted. David got busier, traveled constantly, worked late, and when he came home, it was just transactions. Did you pick up my dry cleaning? Don't forget dinner with the Johnsons. Can you handle the lawn service? I told myself this was normal. This is what happens in long marriages, right? Routine replaces passion, and you just cope. Then, about 18 months ago, I stumbled onto something that changed everything. Scrolling through my phone, I discovered a Japanese language app. I had studied Japanese briefly in college, long ago, before life got in the way. Curiosity turned into obsession. Within weeks, I was hooked. Evenings were mine. Lessons, podcasts, Japanese dramas, and conversations with tutors. I didn't tell David. I had learned long ago that some dreams are safer kept private. I got good, really good. Conversational Japanese flowed easily. It became my secret world, proof that I was more than the quiet, supportive wife David saw. Then one evening, everything escalated. David came home unusually upbeat. We're finalizing a partnership with a Japanese company. The CEO is visiting. You'll need to come. I nodded, navy dress, smile, look elegant, be pleasant, he reminded me. He casually mentioned, almost as an aside, that I'd probably be bored because the conversation would be in Japanese. I froze. My heart skipped. He didn't know I could understand everything. A chance had fallen into my lap, an opportunity to hear the truths he thought were hidden. We arrived at the restaurant. David, confident, polished, straight tie. Kenji, the CEO, already seated, a man in his 50s. They greeted each other in Japanese, formal and precise. I smiled, sliding into my seat, pretending to be lost. Small talk in English, then the shift to Japanese. David was impressive, fluent, confident, but what he said about me made my blood run cold. Oh, Sarah works in marketing, but it's just a small company. Nothing serious. She mainly takes care of our home, he said smoothly. A hobby? My career dismissed. 15 years of work erased in a few words. I kept my face neutral, but inside, something twisted. The dinner continued. David boasted, exaggerated his role in projects, painted himself as the indispensable one. And then the truth spilled. My wife doesn't understand the business world. I handle all important decisions. She's just there for appearances, he said nonchalantly. Offshore accounts, an affair with a coworker named Jennifer, all while I sat there, smiling, pretending. Kenji shifted, uncomfortable. I realized something. 12 years of marriage, and this was how David truly saw me? This was what he said when he thought I couldn't understand? And that's when I made a choice. I wasn't going to be the invisible, decorative wife anymore. The dinner was over, but the weight of what she had heard pressed on Sarah like a storm. David hummed happily on the drive home, oblivious. She stayed silent, pretending everything was normal while her mind raced. Once home, David disappeared into his office, leaving her alone with her thoughts. Sarah pulled out her phone and dialed Emma, her college roommate and trusted friend. Emma answered, surprised. "Emma, I need a lawyer," Sarah said, her voice trembling but determined. She told her everything. The affair, the offshore accounts, the years of being dismissed. Emma listened, focused, calculating. You need to gather everything. Bank statements, emails, any proof you can find. Don't confront him yet, Emma instructed. For the first time in years, Sarah felt a flicker of power. She wasn't invisible anymore. The next morning, she stayed home from work, claiming she was sick. David barely noticed, absorbed in his own life. Sarah went straight to the home office. Meticulously, she collected documents, bank statements, investment records, emails with Jennifer, every hidden account, Every secret plan, she documented. Her anger fueled her focus. By the end of the day, Sarah had proof, solid, undeniable evidence of everything David had tried to hide. And in that moment, she made a decision. She would no longer be small, silent, or powerless. Sarah sat back, staring at the stack of documents she had collected. Every hidden account, every email, every secret plan was all there. She called Emma. "Everything's ready," she said, her voice steady now, no tremble. Emma confirmed the next steps. "Tomorrow morning, we serve the divorce papers, and at the same time, your evidence goes to HR. No delays, no mistakes." Sarah nodded. She slept little that night, her mind racing with strategy. The next morning, she dressed for work, but she wasn't going to her office. Instead, she went to Emma's, heart pounding with anticipation. At 9 a.m., the HR department received the evidence package. At 9:30, the divorce papers were served. Sarah sat in the conference room, sipping coffee she couldn't taste, feeling a mix of fear and exhilaration. Her phone remained off. She didn't want to see David's calls, his texts, his panic. By mid-morning, confirmation arrived. He had been served. HR had everything. Her heart raced, but she felt alive. After years of silence and being dismissed, Sarah had reclaimed control. David tried calling dozens of times, leaving messages that shifted from confusion to pleading. She didn't answer. Emma documented everything, building a clear timeline for legal and company action. Later, escorted by Emma and a police officer purely as a precaution, Sarah returned to the house to collect her belongings. David sat on the couch, unshaven, rumpled, eyes red. "Sarah, please," he started. She held up her hand. "Don't. Just don't. I heard everything, every single word at dinner, every plan, every lie. I am done being small." He sank back, speechless. For the first time, Sarah felt the full weight of her own strength. David sat on the couch, speechless, his face pale and eyes wide. Sarah stood, her hands steady, her mind clear. "The company has everything," she said. "The divorce papers are served. Your plans, your hidden accounts, your affair, all documented." He tried to speak, but she cut him off. "Don't save your excuses. I spent 12 years being small, quiet, invisible. Not anymore." David sank further into the couch, finally silent. Sarah began packing her belongings calmly, efficiently. Every item she touched, every step she took, felt like reclaiming a piece of her life. Emma had arranged a temporary stay so Sarah wouldn't have to face him alone after the storm. Hours later, her car was loaded. David still hadn't said a word. She paused at the door, looked back, and said clearly, "I am not your decorative wife. I am not your secret. I am not what you dismiss, and I never will be again." She left. Over the next few months, the divorce proceedings unfolded. California law required 6 months, and every moment counted. The company investigated David's actions and found clear evidence of financial misconduct. He was terminated. The offshore accounts, the secret properties, the hidden investments, everything had to be disclosed. Sarah's legal strategy worked. She walked away with half of the assets, spousal support, and the freedom to rebuild her life. But the best surprise came unexpectedly. Kenji, the Japanese partner from that fateful dinner, reached out on LinkedIn. His message was brief but sincere. He remembered the intelligence and composure she had shown at dinner. He offered her a position at their U.S. branch. Her skills, her language ability, and her strength under pressure were exactly what they needed. Sarah accepted. Her career soared. She traveled to Japan multiple times, built a network of professional friends, and finally existed for herself. She never remarried, but she lived fully. Her voice, her decisions, her ambitions, all hers now, and she never again let anyone make her feel small. That dinner at Hashiri had shattered her world. So, this is my story, and I'm sharing it with every woman who's listening right now. If you've ever felt small, invisible, or silenced, please hear me clearly. You are not weak. You are not too much. You are not meant to shrink so someone else can feel important. Your past does not own you. Your mistakes do not define you, and no one has the right to crush your dreams. Stand up for your life. Choose yourself without guilt. Build the future you deserve. You are a woman, and women are stronger than they're ever taught to believe. Never forget that.